Hi, my name is Jordan Houston, and this is my speech on if the laws protecting our unborn babies are contradictory or not. You wouldn't hesitate to determine that you and I are obviously human, but what makes us a human deserving of our rights? And when do those rights start applying to us? Is it when we are conceived, or is it when we are physically born? Currently, our government has laws set up to protect unborn babies, but also give women the right to decide what they want to do with their bodies. So it's up to you to form your opinion on if these laws are consistent or inconsistent. Abortion is a very hot topic in our nation right now, and because of this, I decided to do some research. Along the way, my opinions have been challenged and reformed. Now it's your turn to form an opinion based on these theories, facts, and laws of our nation. Although we have not all been put in such a difficult situation like deciding on to get an abortion or not, 50% of all American women who receive an abortion are younger than 25 years old, so this is our generation. Many believe that these laws are contradictory since abortions are allowed, but if an unborn baby was purposely killed by other means, that person is charged with murder by the law. Others believe that these laws are not contradictory because abortion is a woman's decision, whereas if a person purposely killed an unborn baby, this takes away that woman's choice, and that person should be charged with the murder. So, how laws for protecting unborn babies are not contradictory? When a woman decides to have an abortion, she's exercising her right to choose what happens to her body and her baby. In the landmark case Roe v. Wade in 1973, the United States Supreme Court held that a pregnant woman has a constitutional right to obtain an abortion. Many people regard the right to control one's own body as a key moral right. If women were not allowed to obtain an abort an unwanted fetus, they are deprived of this right. A pregnant woman and her fetus should never be regarded as separate or independent entities. Legal theorists, prosecutors, legislators, doctors, and courts have attempted to build support for the notion that the fetus has legal rights independent of the woman carrying it in her womb. Medical evidence tells us fetuses cannot live unsupported even with a respirator before 21 weeks. 73% of women who are seeking abortions do so because they're financially unready to give that child everything that it needs in life. When someone takes away the life of an unborn baby from a woman that wanted it is a completely different scenario than when a woman gets an abortion because she is not competent to care for that child. Approximately 38 states have laws criminally prosecuting persons who commit acts of violence on unborn babies. For example, Whalen and Clark on the Southern California Defense blog in 2011 said that California's Penal Code 187 defines murder as the unlawful killing of a human being or a fetus with malice aforethought. So under state and federal fetal victim criminal laws, an unborn baby is a protected person. The court held that abortion cases must balance the right of the fetus against the mother's right of privacy. But in criminal homicide cases, the only interest is the unborn child. The wanted baby is legally protected. The fetus as unwanted by the mother is not protected from the mother. The child does not change. Only the choice of the mother does. People who think that the laws are contradictory or are consistent, people who think that the laws are consistent believe that the pregnant mother's abortion exception is justified in all or at least in most situations. So, how the laws for protecting unborn babies are contradictory. Most states have banned abortions after a certain period of time in pregnancy our federal government says that an abortion is okay before 24 weeks because after 24 weeks, the baby is outside of the womb. A pregnancy is often about 38 weeks. In the Washington Post, an article was published called North Dakota Passes Arkansas for Strictest Abortion Laws by Aaron Blake. It described how a fetus's heartbeat can be detected as early as 6 weeks. However, in our country, abortions are allowed even after the heartbeat has already been detected. A fetus's brainwaves can also be detected as early as 6 weeks, and according to the New York Times article called Complex Science by Pam Bulick, in September 2013, many scientists have developed a theory that 21 weeks old, the fetus can feel pain. Dr. Nicholas Fisk is one of these scientists. Dr. Fisk is a maternal fetal medicine specialist, and he described how a fetus's stress hormones are increased during blood transfusion just as ours would go up during a painful procedure. When given painkillers, the fetus's stress hormones are then lowered. This shows that they have the capacity to feel pain at this point in development. Because of this, many states have enacted a law prohibiting abortions past 20 weeks. Any time before that, it's okay to have an abortion. But what if someone else ends the unborn baby's life before 20 weeks? What does our government have to say about that? The majority of the states in our nation have fetal homicide laws, which basically means that if a person causes the unborn baby's life to end, they are charged with murder. According to the fetal homicide laws by the National Conference of State Legislators, in February 2013, 23 states have laws that say if someone purposely kills the baby, they are charged with murder no matter what stage of pregnancy. For example, in Washington, if someone killed a woman who was pregnant with a 3-week-old fetus, that person would be charged with 2 murders. The baby counted as a human deserving of human rights when it comes to the criminal code. As you can see, the unborn baby can be considered a human deserving of rights at some points in the law, but not others. In our state, you can have an abortion before the 23rd week, but the murder of an unborn baby is considered homicide. There's a lot to consider when making an opinion on where you stand or what you believe in. The 2 main points of abortion and fetal homicide laws can be taken as contradictory or justified. People look at it as strange that the same woman that could have taken the life of an unborn child and it was abortion, not murder, but if someone else does it, then it is murder. Others see it as abortion as the woman's choice, whereas if somebody took the life of her unborn baby, she has no control over that. When it comes to determining if the government is doing enough for these unborn babies and women, things can get a little controversial. We all have our opinions. Some believe that the woman's right to make decisions about her body trumps the rights of the fetus, while others believe that fetus to be a human deserving of a chance. And despite all these personal opinions, the government's job in this case is to create constitutional laws. So have you decided what makes us human deserving of our rights or when we deserve them?